In the model we have here, every teacher is observed every week for 15 minutes. That means in the course of 1 year, they have received as much feedback as most teachers will get in 20. That creates a cycle of improvement that models the use of data at the student level. When you create that cycle, you create an instructional leadership model that allows teachers to develop. We have to break from the idea that teachers either get it or they don't, and realize that teachers can get smart just like students can. And that's what instructional leadership does for you. So the best way to describe the way we use data at the school is to give you a case study. You could walk in on 2 classrooms that have identical classroom teaching going on. You'd see well-organized class, good management, good pedagogical decisions, and you could get dramatically different results in both classrooms. Why? Because one classroom teacher focused all of their teaching on where the students weren't learning, and the other did not. And what we have discovered over the past 15 years at North Star is that that makes all the difference.
You have to have great tests. You have to focus on results. You have to reward teachers for doing well. You have to empower teachers. You have to build a community for the students. There's no aspect that you can leave behind. It's not just rewarding teachers financially, for example. You can't just say that that's the magic bullet. It is also rewarding them by making them feel respected and welcome and that their opinions count. You can't just build a community for kids by putting up posters that are about character or having classes in leadership. It has to be in every single thing that they do in the school. It has to be in everything that the teacher says to them. It has to be in everything that I say to them. But if you're thinking about how we get there, especially for open enrollment, and we're drawing in average students from all over the city, first of all, we start in 5th grade, and that is absolutely crucial, because if we started in 9th grade, I just don't think we could do it. I think you have to start younger. I think that the middle school years are incredibly important.
I think at Arroyo Grande High School, the key factor is teacher and administrative leadership. And in particular, it's having a vision for what they want to do, and it's also being willing to take a risk and take a chance. So you can have a great principal, which Arroyo Grande has, and Tom Butler, and great administrators, but that doesn't always translate into the school doing what it needs to do. And I think the most important factor here is teacher leadership, and the teacher instructional leadership team that has, again, been willing to embrace a vision for what we want of our students, take ownership of it.
The neat element of the instructional leadership team is it's allowed us to build a lot of internal capacity. It's really opened up the channels for collaboration. So often with professional development, it gets lost somewhere between the conference and the drive home. It never finds its way to a classroom. What we're doing here, a lot of it's homespun. A lot of it's driven internally from our staff's desires and the needs of our own students, that it becomes personal. And I think it's more highly implemented here.
What makes us a bit unique is some of the policy decisions that we have made that help mitigate poverty, because we are somewhat unique in the nation where we actually provide additional staffing to schools based on their level of poverty. We count every child who's eligible for a free or reduced meal as really 1.5 students. And so when we add staff into the buildings at the elementary, middle, and high school level, schools with higher levels of poverty get significantly greater numbers of staff to try and lower class size. So that's a policy decision that we have made over the years, and we believe then that we have sufficiently resourced schools to be successful, and so we expect them to be.
Once you've committed yourself to being relentless about improving, if you have the right tools, you can. And we're starting to show that this is not isolated achievement, but this is something that can happen in any pocket of our country.